There is a situation that we have been watching all morning and now into the afternoon. These are aerial photos of Westwood right now where a police standoff is going on.
It's happening in the parking lot of the Federal Building on Wilshire Boulevard. Inside that red VW is a man who is wanted by the U.S. Secret Service for making unspecified threats against the White House. We have live team coverage now, beginning with KTLA's Wendy Birch on the scene in Westwood. Wendy?
Well, Eric, we've been here for hours, and there's been very little movement to speak of. Let me show you the scene. Basically, we are right on the east side of the Federal Building on Veteran. Veteran is shut down right now. Take a look, first of all, at the robot right there. That is a very smart little robot used by LAPD. It can actually deliver things into the suspect. It also has some high-powered listening devices, so that robot has been utilized. Then you see the armored car right there. Got to say, we've never seen that armored car. Normally, the one that we see LAPD use is a black armored vehicle, but that vehicle moved into a new position, the position you see right now, just a few minutes ago. Basically, the car in question, the red Volkswagen, was faced with its front end towards the street, and of course the driver was still behind the wheel. We believe that armored vehicle repositioned itself there, so this suspect couldn't decide to, in fact, drive away and start the high-speed pursuit all over again. And that is how all of this started. Right around 10 o'clock this morning in the Westchester area, this suspect was spotted. Now, we know that the suspect was wanted for 2 misdemeanor warrants. We're not sure what led to the high-speed chase. It simply could have been an officer identifying a vehicle plate number, or perhaps the driver could have made some sort of illegal lane change or something as simple as that. But nonetheless, the high-speed pursuit was on. Now, the high-speed pursuit went through the west side of Los Angeles. It was on the 405 for a time being, and then, as we understand, there was a second passenger in that red Volkswagen. That second passenger bailed out of the car right there around Howard Hughes, the Howard Hughes exit, right there off of Sepulveda and the 405 freeway. But then the high-speed pursuit continued, and that's where the suspect, or here is where the suspect rather headed towards, the Federal Building of all places. And as we're back out here live at the Federal Building, you've got to take a look at these officers. If we can be sure to pan over to the right, these officers with LAPD have had their weapons drawn for the better part of 2 hours, focused in on that suspect. Now, from what we can gather, we have to admit that the information to us, information flow, has been, to say it's limited is an overstatement. We really have had no information from officers here on the ground, in large part because there's not a command post set up. These officers are just busy right now negotiating with that suspect who is behind the wheel. As we mentioned earlier, this suspect, it has been confirmed by the Secret Service, has made known threats to the White House. We have also heard that this suspect has made threats to the VA building here in Los Angeles. We're working to confirm that, but those are the reports that are coming out right now. So, the very latest is that we are all still here in position. Officers have their guns drawn. It's still a tense situation out here, and we really don't know at this point when we'll see any resolution in all of this. The officers don't appear to be in any real rush to storm that vehicle, to bring that gentleman out by force. It looks like they're just trying to negotiate with him, and have some sort of peaceful resolution to all of this. We also know that the Secret Service is involved as well, and that is the very latest here from the ground. It's been going for some time. I know my colleague Chip Yost is actually on the other side of the Federal Building. That would be the west side. He's got another vantage point, and I believe he has some more information, too, about the folks at the Federal Building who have basically been inside for many hours. Chip?
Yeah, hi, Wendy. Yeah, let's set up where we're at. As you just said, we're on the other end of where you're at right here. This is Lieutenant Robert Rooney with LAPD. We're going to talk to him in a moment. Before we do, I'll show you where we're at. If you point down this way, this is basically, we're just behind where that car is and where you are. So that is kind of the behind-the-scenes section right there. We're near the command post where they're trying to figure out what exactly to do. Now we're going to talk to Lieutenant Rooney. Can you tell us kind of what is the newest information you have on exactly who this guy is?
Well, I don't have his name, to be honest with you. What I can tell you is that he was the subject of an investigation with several agencies involved, and earlier today he was spotted in his vehicle, and officers attempted to stop the vehicle using their red lights and siren, and he failed to stop. He ultimately drove here to the parking lot of the Federal Building. He is presently in the vehicle. The windows are closed, and he is refusing to communicate or to leave the vehicle. And right now we're just trying to extricate him, have him out of the vehicle, and so that we can carry on as quickly as possible.
And I understand at some point there was an attempt to get a phone into him, but he refused that.
Thus far, he has refused.
And as far as the steps that are being taken here, has he made any specific threats that he has something in the car? Is this more of a better safe than sorry type of approach to what he's doing?
I would certainly say that it's a better safe than sorry.
What kind of threat do you think he poses at this point? Do you think there is anything? Has he given you any signal that he has something, any kind of weapon or any kind of bomb in the car?
I won't go into that, and I, quite frankly, if there was, then I would go ahead and err on the side of prudent judgment.
Okay, and so what's the next? We got a number of agencies here. Who's in charge? I guess I get with all these different agencies.
You have several varying jurisdictions involved, especially when you're on this piece of property, and those decisions have been made, and we'll proceed forward as quickly as we can.
How long do you think we'll have till we have a resolution with this?
That's difficult to say, but I'm hoping certainly within an hour. But I couldn't. Please don't hold me to that.
Oh, no problem. Before we let you go, too, there's one thing I wanted to try to get some more information on. We had heard something about a second person that may have run off from this car. Is there any truth to that?
No, I can say that there was no second person involved in the vehicle.
So it's just this individual. And have you guys had any past dealings with this individual?
I believe that he has had contacts with law enforcement in the past, but I can't go into those.
Well, I appreciate you coming over here on the short notice and giving us a little more information than we had. As we get out of here, we'll show you one more time where we're at right here and tell you a little more of what we saw as this was all setting up. Just a little while ago, we did see what looked like a sniper from some sort of agency running across here, getting into position, and we don't know where that person was going, but obviously they're taking a lot of precautions here. As he said, the building over here, the federal building, is on lockdown. That changed just about 45 minutes ago. We were over there walking around. They were allowing people to walk around just on the outside. They were stopping them from going close to the scene, but as I was over there talking to some folks, they ordered everyone back into the building, put the building on lockdown. We don't know how long that is going to last, but there are a lot of people, some people that were over here getting their passports done. We talked to one lady on her way to the Middle East. She was supposed to catch a plane at 2:45, but she can't get to her car. Her car is over here in this parking lot. They're not letting anyone get past there to any of those areas near where this guy is at. That's the latest from here. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.